living in tribulation. But we're gonna go ahead and move on because there are a couple other things that I do want to discuss with y'all real quick. In case if you hadn't heard, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby hasn't even been in the news really lately. I know a lot of y'all must have noticed that. Me too. Bill Cosby hasn't been in the news much lately. All right, but he's back up in the news because I've seen a couple different articles pertaining to his case, his criminal case, sexual assault on this lady right there. All right, and as you well know, everybody knows it's not just that he's been tried for that lady, but the thing is, it's been 30, 40, 50 maybe. Ladies come out the woodwork and say, yeah, I think Bill Cosby raped me over the past number of decades. Everybody's familiar with this, right? Just recently, Bill Cosby, his case went in front of a judge. That judge, I don't know his name, he said, yeah, this should go to criminal court. All right, so it is official. Bill Cosby will be tried criminally for these rapes, or at least one rape. See what happens with him. Now, it's a very touchy subject. You simply can't even talk about this subject around certain people. It's very emotional. They get very emotional over it, as you can imagine. But here's what I want to discuss about the Bill Cosby situation. Here's the thing, and I want to be open about this. I haven't seen evidence. I have not seen enough evidence to prove that he is guilty of raping ladies. All right, having adulterous sex, definitely, and that's not good. But I personally haven't seen the evidence. Now, I'm fully capable of acknowledging that it's very possible, maybe even probable, that he did rape some of these ladies. Right? And for that, he should, at the very, very minimum, go to jail forever. Right? But either way, here's what I had to explain to y'all. And you probably already know this. I mean, either way, this is a serious, intense, extreme breach of justice when it comes. Either way, if Bill Cosby is not guilty of any of these allegations, the court date. See, here's the thing about it. The judge who said that this is going to go to trial, they set the court date. You know what it is? It's June the 5th, 2017. That's 9 to 10 months from now. All right. So when it comes to a case like this, a very public, very incriminating case, the thing about it is, it's the longer it takes to go to a trial, the worse it is for the person who's being tried. Y'all might have heard of the Sixth Amendment to the Constitution, talking about, man, everybody can get a speedy trial. The exact words are speedy trial. All right. What about a process that's going to take 9 to 10 months? Has anybody thinking the word speedy? I mean, is that the fastest our process can go? When you're talking about a person who, let's assume he's guilty of all these rapes, it's going to take him 9 to 10 months to even to begin to start seeing justice. That's our speedy system that's in place. Right? So you can see that whether or not Bill Clinton did this, our system is all sort of messed up, and that's really what should be on trial day is the system that we got. I mean, we could make it work. We'd have to get rid of bureaucracy, things of that nature. It's not working right now. No justice is being seen right now. All right, and I want to explain something else too, man. Here's the thing: they probably would have got that the court date pushed up if the prosecutors had any sort of case, which they don't. This is why they want 9 or 10 months to think about it, to deliberate, to scratch and find stuff that might not even be there. Because here's the thing: 9 or 10 months. That's how long it's going to take you. No, that tells me you don't have no case. Nobody here is looking for justice. Prosecutor doesn't have a case. If they did, they would go to trial immediately. They'd want to get this over and done with. They'd want to see justice. But instead they don't. And they have no case, regardless of whether or not Bill Cosby is guilty or not. So that's the thing. We're going to see in the public eye, we're going to see someone wrecked over the coals. And in the public eye, he's going to be guilty regardless of the outcome. Because it's going to be impressed on people's minds for 9 to 10 months. And then more, because the case is going to take a number of months. So for a whole year, basically, it's going to be impressed in people's mind that Bill Cosby did it regardless of whether or not he did do it. And then, in my heart of hearts, we're not going to see a conviction. All right, we're just not. So either way, an outrageous breach of justice. And I am not a fan of rapes. All right, I'm not a fan of rapes at all. Let's go ahead and finish this up, though. We're gonna go ahead and finish up the broadcast. Like we said, and I'll have more topics later. I'm trying to get my thoughts all together. All right, but we're balls deep, you guys, in the tribulation. All right, many crazy things are happening. Many, all around this world, and they all had to do with you and me. They all affect us. Because we're all connected like that. I don't have time to share them all, but I'm gonna share a couple more. See, you might have already seen this, but the video itself is just perplexing. You don't even have to dive in further. But when you see a pig with like a half pig, half human face up in China, it done went viral, with a penis on his forehead. That's alarming. It's not. I mean, stuff's happening. I just want everybody to acknowledge if we're trying to get down to the truth, we're trying to cling to the truth and embrace it, and embrace Jesus and embrace getting down to the nitty gritty. A pig with a dick on his head. Come on, y'all. All around the world, you have chimeras and things, and these become common words. We have very mainstream publications admitting to the idea of chimeras and people messing around with DNA and pigs are popping out with dicks on their head. How else are you going to explain that besides someone's really seriously messing with DNA in order to birth a pig with a dick on its head? It looks like a human dick. I mean, I don't know if big dicks look that way too. I don't know. Look like a human dick. Right? And there's a lot of different other animal splices and things that we can get into, but we're gonna get into that later. All right, just let that sink in. A pig with a dick on the forehead. It's all sort of messed up. We're gonna finish broadcasts like this. You know, it is September the 12th, 2016, the day after 9/11. Now, there's more controversy in the NFL that I'm afraid we're gonna have to discuss just briefly. Here's the thing about it: more than likely, you do not care what's happening in the NFL. I acknowledge that. Me neither. Not at all. I don't know any of these people, and nor do I care to know any of these people. But however, you still get bombarded with their damn opinions. And you know what's crazy about that is like you have to understand when you really think about the Bible and what it tells you, and just what should be common sense. These people are paid in the NFL. Are paid usually millions of dollars to play a child's game. It's a child's game, all right. And yes, it's exciting to watch. Yeah, I understand that. It's a cool hobby to have. I'm not saying it isn't to watch your favorite NFL guys. You know what I'm saying? But it's a child's game, all right? So why would anybody at all care? Because that's not even your profession. You're talking about politics. You're talking about this and that in society. It's like that's not even your profession. Why would anybody look to you for your opinion? You throw a ball around as a living. Just keep doing that. Nobody should care. But the thing is, a lot of people did care when this dude Colin Kaepernick, who I never heard of, never wanted to hear about him, quarterback of the 49ers, from what I understand. He had some things to say. He took a knee. You already know, all right? He didn't stand up during the Pledge of Allegiance or whatever it is that they're playing, the national anthem. He didn't stand up, all right? And be that as it may, a lot of people are angry with him, right? They think that he's kind of an ass because when he tried to explain himself, it was kind of very ignorant. It was all over the place. I mean, personally, I don't have an opinion. I can't have an opinion really, just because I don't care at all what he does. But see, that's what's interesting about it is the country is so involved in fantasy lives, the Matrix, that they really do care. They really do care what Colin Kaepernick has to say. They really do care that he did not stand up during the national anthem. All right. For whatever reason they care about it. A lot of people got very upset about it. I couldn't understand it personally, because me personally, I'll tell you, shoot, the NFL is not American at all. The NFL is not out of their way to prove just how un-American they are. So it's kind of ironic that they're doing that whole thing with the national anthem. It's kind of ironic that they are because of just how un-American they are. All right. Colin Kaepernick, he doesn't stand up, right? A lot of people get into a fervor about it, And meanwhile, you could tell that it's resonating in society with people who actually care what Colin Kaepernick has to say, because a lot of people are doing the same thing as him. There's a Marcus Peters. And he plays for some other team. It might have been the Seahawks. Anyways, it's Marcus Peters. And he didn't stand and stuff, and he tried to articulate why it is later on in the locker room why he didn't stand, and he could barely talk, dude. He could barely talk. I had no idea what he was trying to explain or articulate. He's trying to make a statement, meanwhile he cannot make a statement. The reason is because he's a professional football player, man. Who cares? Why should he know anything about what's going on in the world? Right, but I do want to take a moment out to say, Colin Kaepernick, he gets some of my respect, to be quite honest, because he did take a little bit of a risk doing what he's doing. All right, and everybody deserves to have their opinion about stuff. It's very ignorant, his opinion, but at least he's trying. I'll give him that. At the same time, he's creating he's creating more of a rift between people who are for America and people who aren't for America. So he's kind of adding gasoline to the fire that is the tribulation. And so, in that respect, I can see why people would have a distaste for Colin Kaepernick at this point. Serious distaste. To me personally, I can see the gasoline that he is pouring on the divide that is between people who love freedom and liberty and all that, and people who absolutely hate it, communists, elitists, globalists, eugenicists, socialists. All right, the divide between the two, and that's all part of the tribulation. That's the reason why we're here. It's purification and stuff, man. It's a long, drawn out, painful process. A purification where one side of people, one half of the whole populace will dive into the truth, and they'll try and get down to the bottom of things to solve problems. They'll understand where the truth is, and the only way that you can find it, the one and only source, they'll begin to understand that everybody else, because of their need to not acknowledge reality, because of their narcissism, it's going to cause them to grow into a violent rage and stuff. And very biblical and cataclysmic things going to happen. It's called the end of the tribulation. Right? Feel like we're approaching that, pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, everybody keep your heads up, man. Everybody keep solving problems out there. I admit, man, y'all are very inspiring. See y'all out there sharing your talents, sharing your information, sharing your gifts. Please continue to do so, man, because it's so wondrous. I'm saying, to watch all the human potential and development taking place regardless of the tribulating times and the poverty that's all around us. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. It's not to get down on ourselves. Anyways, holler at me, man. This is